It's time to let the good times roll. KTBS 3, the Mardi Gras station, and KPXJ proudly present the 2026 Krewe of Gemini Parade. Brought to you by Westlaw Federal Credit Union.
And happy Mardi Gras, everybody. The Krewe of Gemini getting ready to let the good times roll. Cloudy skies and the threat for storms have not ended up putting a little damper on the old Mardi Gras spirit as you see the crowd along Clyde-Fant Parkway starting to gather and get on out there for a great time. Hello, Arklatex. I'm Patrick Dennis. The Krewe of Gemini, the first parading crew of the modern era in Shreveport, Bossier City, is about to roll on this Valentine's Day. This nonprofit volunteer organization brings people together from all walks of life, united by one mission: keeping the Mardi Gras spirit alive and right here at home. Captain Cole Guthrie says this year's parade is the biggest yet. More than 60 entries, the most in the crew's history, including a train, by the way, making its way all the way from Canada. And the Krewe of Gemini parade rolls along Shreveport's traditional parade route, beginning on Clyde-Fant Parkway and ending at the Duck Pond on East Kings Highway. And of course, we have team coverage for you across the the parade route for you today. KTBS 3's Riley Curry, Daniel Brown, and Taylor Gibson all in the middle of the action there. We're going to start things off and go live right now to find out what's going on. Riley Curry there along Clyde-Fant Parkway.
Hi, Patrick, and happy Mardi Gras. Yes, it is starting to get crowded out here on Clyde-Fant. There are families, and I'm right here standing next to a family. This is Kelly, and she brought her girls out today. How are you feeling today, Kelly?
Good.
Good. And what has the experience been like so far? How long have you been out here?
Well, we've been out here since about 10:30. It's been good. They've had fun rolling down the hills, and yes.
And the girls are having fun. I see that they're on their scooters,
Yes.
Eating cotton candy, having a good time. Why is it important, this family bonding experience?
Just to watch them have fun and the smiles on their faces.
And I see a cooler. Did you bring some snacks out here on the parade route?
We did. We went this morning and got them some Gushers and bug juices.
And what's your favorite part about Mardi Gras?
Them having fun and catching
it.
the beads and stuffed animals.
I love it. It is so great to see the families bonding. Thank you so much. Have a great time. And Patrick, we're going to throw it back or pass it back to Taylor.
We're back here live for you as well. I'll take that toss back, okay? Anyway, folks, we're getting ready for our coverage. And right now, we also have along the Duck Pond area there of East Kings, and that's where we find our Daniel Brown.
Hey, Patrick. Yes, at Preston and East Kings, the site at the end of the parade of Gemini that's coming up. So not a lot of foot traffic right now, but a steady stream of people coming down East Kings as they make their way up along the parade route. Plenty of trinkets being sold out here, bubbles streaming across, little plastic horns, other things, little umbrellas as well, as kids are getting their little add-ons that they'll catch, off the parade as well, so they might as well buy some now as well to have something to take home. But plenty of fun to be had. People outside tailgating, having music going, some food being consumed, drinks being drunk, smokers being smoked. So a lot of calm right now, a calm before the storm, a calm before the actual floats and everything start to arrive here at the corner of Preston and East Kings, right by the Duck Pond. You'll start to see one of the kind of vendors walking by a little bit as people are very excited about the upcoming Gemini parade. People coming out still because parade was moved up, of course, of some weather coming through the area, but plenty of people ready to celebrate this Mardi Gras parade, this festivities that everybody loves to enjoy out here in Shreveport. And dogs being walked, plenty of stuff to be seen. We'll be talking with some folks throughout the hours ahead as people are ready to enjoy the Gemini parade. Patrick.
So much there, Daniel Brown. Have fun out there. And of course, we'll be checking back in a little bit later with all of our reporters live there, checking out to see what's going on there for you. Hey, by the way, keep it right here, everybody, for more Mardi Gras magic. The Krewe of Gemini parade rolls on the other side of this break. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Krewe of Gemini parade time for you. I believe if my numbers are right there, that would be 37. And the energy is here for you as well. A little cloudy out there, but lots of folks going to be out there as well throughout the parade route. Families, friends, thousands out there celebrating the greatest show. And it is all coming now and rolling down the streets there for you of Shreveport. We go out there live right now to see what is going on for you here. And leading the way there, men and women who keep our community safe. Now, earlier we had the Shreveport Police Department, but right now I believe we have the color guard that happens to be there, and that color guard is from Barksdale Air Force Base. With precision, professionalism, and pride, these airmen represent the very best of the United States Air Force. The Honor Guard performs ceremonial duties throughout the Arklatex, honoring our nation, veterans, and service members as well. Their presence obviously brings a powerful and patriotic moment to the Krewe of Gemini parade, and of course, we thank them. We thank all of our military families out there for their continued dedication and also sacrifice as well. Once again, you are looking there at the Barksdale Honor Guard there, and we are glad to have them out there as well as they roll through the streets there. Again, folks, a lot of people showing up out there for this parade. 37th year of the Krewe of Gemini, the oldest in the modern Air Force in Shreveport and Bossier City. And again, it is a privilege for us to be able to do this parade for you here. A little bit dreary. They moved the start time up to an earlier start time so they could get the folks out there to enjoy the parade, to have a good time, but also to get off the streets safely. Here, by the way, happens to end up coming for you now, the Shreveport Fire Department. From responding to emergencies, to responding to all kinds of things, engaging throughout the community, these firefighters are always ready to serve. Today, they're adding a little Mardi Gras, obviously, spirit, flashing the lights, the big smiles as well, and maybe even a few beads headed into the crowd. Wonderful way for us to start our Krewe of Gemini parade, honoring service, celebrating community, and embracing the joy of Mardi Gras as well. But again, Shreveport Fire Department going down the streets there, we know what they do for this community and keeping folks safe and responding to emergencies as well. But as I was saying a moment ago, they moved the start time of the parade up a little earlier, mainly because wanting to make sure not just to get the parade taken care of, but to get the folks that come to the parade back safely before storms ended up hitting. And that looked like that could have been an impact on the area. Now it looks like mainly just dealing with showers as we watch to see what happens this afternoon. But I'm pretty sure that is not going to deter folks from getting out there and enjoying the parade here for us for this afternoon. So a lot of participants are going to be there in the parade there, and absolutely one of those happens to be the band there from Woodlawn High School. Woodlawn, absolutely here. The All Caps Daytime Parade happens to be here for us at Krewe of Gemini. So we are going to have this parade here rolling along. Woodlawn Baby Jukebox Marching Band for us there. So that's what you have there, the jukebox band marching on along. You can hear the sirens, obviously, is what we are seeing here also for us. So they like to perform all kinds of Mardi Gras music as well, and so they are here for us. There. Now, by the way, this school itself actually happens to be located there on Wingate Boulevard, and they currently have in their marching band more than 60 students, including auxiliaries. They're in the direction of Mr. Nicholas Smith. This talented group continues a proud tradition of musical excellence and school spirit. In fact, the Baby Jukebox is the largest student organization at Woodlawn High School, with an incredible history of sending more than 50% of its graduating participants on to college. From the drum line to the dance line, they always bring the energy, and they are, of course, bringing it for the Krewe of Gemini parade. Even if they got to wear their rain gear, that's what they're doing. Let's hear a little bit right now from the Woodlawn Baby Jukebox. Once again, you're listening to the Baby Jukebox Band from Woodlawn High School. Glad to see them out there as well. Now here it is, folks. It is the title float for the Krewe of Gemini 37. This year's Mardi Gras theme is the greatest show. And if this little float is any indication, we are in for an incredible parade. And that's where we find our own Taylor Gibson this afternoon on that float.
Yeah, good afternoon, Patrick. I am here on the title float for the Krewe of Gemini. I want you guys to take a look at the crowd here. Guys, this has been such a cool experience sitting on top of the float, getting to see the community firsthand, getting to see everybody get some beads, take a look behind as well as we can take everybody on the float, having a good time, having a great time, all smiles, even though we got rained on just a little bit. It is all good. The vibes are extremely high up here, and as of right now, guys, we feel pretty good up here. There's no rain. We got rain on just a little bit earlier, but like I said, but no rain right now. So the energy is super high, super positive. I want to see, I think this might actually be, this is right here, the KTBS crew. We can't show them right now, but for right, we're having a great time. We're going to throw some beads. We're going to throw some stuff. For right now, we're sending it back to the studio. Patrick?
Thank you so much there, Taylor, reporting live for us right now as far as what we got going on. Now, by the way, the Krewe of Gemini is rolling out the royal treatment this year for its 2006 parade. The Grand Marshal, Chef Nima de Grazia, the award-winning chef who claimed victory on Food Network's Beat Bobby Flay and leads the kitchen at Abby Singer's Bistro, will headline this year's celebration. A standout in Shreveport's culinary scene, Chef Nima is known for blending artistry with bold cultural flavors, making her a perfect fit to help lead the way and lead one of the region's biggest Mardi Gras traditions. Here comes our next float for you, featuring Captain of Gemini, Gemini 37, Cole Guthrie, proudly sponsored by KTBS. This float carries the leader of this year's greatest show. Captain Cole Guthrie is a proud son of Shreveport Bossier with deep roots in our community and the Krewe he calls his family. He and his wife of 23 years, Mindy, previously reigned as Duke and Duchess of Louisiana for Gemini 35, proudly representing the spirit, tradition, and pageantry that make Gemini so special. Both Cole and Mindy grew up right here in Shreveport and are proud graduates of LSU and Baton Rouge. Together, they have built a life centered on faith, family, community, and of course, Mardi Gras. As Captain 37, Cole is honored to serve the organization he loves and looks forward to many years celebrating with the Gemini Krewe family. Captain Cole Guthrie leading the way for Gemini 37. Here come the King's Float, featuring King Gemini 37, Sam Cooksey. This float is proudly sponsored by Red River Chevrolet. Red River Chevrolet has best-selling Chevrolets in Shreveport since Bossier City since 1931. King Sam's costume is inspired by the Roman god Jupiter, featuring gold accents fit for royalty. And this regal float is used by different kings of Gemini each year. Moving on along, here we go to our queen. Our queen for this year happens to be, well, it is Bernadette Bernie Bidding. This float is proudly sponsored by Madison Jean, a female-owned business and the largest jewelry store in North Louisiana. Born in Sabine Parish and raised in Shreveport, Bernie has been a member of the Krewe of Gemini since 1992. Her service to the Krewe is extensive. She has served as a board member, float lieutenant, Duchess Gemini X, Party Time 99, and an honoree and special chair as well. Prince and Princesses, that's where we are right now, Prince and Princesses. This is, by the way, the Prince and Princesses float. This float is proudly sponsored by the charter members of Gemini, the current active members who rode in the very first Gemini parade back in 1990. Keep it right here, everybody. We have more of Gemini 37, the greatest show, right here on KTBS, your Mardi Gras station. You can't do a parade, by the way, without the Shriners, everybody, and that's who you have there rolling down the streets as well of our Mardi Gras festivities here. Members of the Shriners fraternity have long been committed to helping those in need, especially children. During the late 1910s, if you didn't know this, during a polio epidemic, the Shriners recognized the need for specialized care for children and establishing a children's hospital. And in May of 1922, thousands gathered in Shreveport for the cornerstone ceremony of the first Shriners Children's Hospital. The first patient, a little girl with club foot. Again, Shriners, we welcome you to this year's parade. Next, we have up for us the Duke and Duchess of Arkansas. The Duke, James Patterson, the Duchess, Sandy Putman. This float is sponsored by Chris Keenan, who passed away in November. Chris loved a great parade and also party and was a longtime member of the Krewe of Gemini, serving as secretary for many years and as Duchess of Arkansas Gemini 10. She made Gemini a family affair, with both granddaughters becoming princesses and her son becoming Duke of Arkansas Gemini 25. The Duke is showcasing Pluto in the darkness of the underworld. A member of the crew since 2021, Patterson is a routine rider on the float, jokingly known as the Master Ducks. A Marine Corps veteran and helicopter mechanic, Pat is currently an officer and trainer for LSU Health Shreveport University Police Department. He joined on the float by his wife, Ellen, and friends, Brett, Katie, and Audrey. Duchess Sandy is showcasing, her as far as her lights of new beginnings there for you. A member of the crew for 14 years, she is a routine rider of Float Q. Now, a nurse leader for over 50 years, Sandy retired from Krista Schumpert, Ochsner LSU, and currently works in long-term care. She holds a multi-engine instrument and commercial pilot license and is joined on the float by family members as well. And they do include Angie, Lisa, and Monica. Sandy offers a big thank you to her friends and writer Lisa Oglesby for all her support. But again, watching the floats there go down the street for us for right now. Up next, we should have the Duke and Duchess of Louisiana, Dr. John Reeves and Amanda Waddell. Amanda Waddell is a devoted educator at Caddo Middle Magnet School and wife to Riley Waddell. In the past years of the parades, she embodies Diana, goddess of the moon, and the hunt. Steadfast, disciplined, and guided by quiet strength. Dr. John Reeves is an emergency physician at Willis Knighton Medical Center and husband to Amy Reeves. He represents Orion, the legendary hunter, strong, loyal, and unwavering in purpose. The story goes, Orion and Diana hunted together, bound by respect and love. Tragically, an arrow flew through there, and Diana placed Orion among the stars, where the hunt forever under the moon's watchful eye. Their float is a beautiful, by the way, celebration of love, legacy, and mythical splendor. The float is sponsored by Lynn and John Mano, continuous sponsors for 30 years. They have served in numerous capacities over the years, from board positions to multiple royalty roles. Okay, moving along here, we're going to go across the state line, and we have here for you the Duke and Duchess of Texas. This is sponsored by Neighbors Insurance, a family-owned multi-line insurance agency located in Shreveport for over a quarter century. The Duke of Texas, Jeff Perego, is a lifelong Shreveport resident and architect with Grace Design Studios. He represents Vulcan, the Roman god of fire and forge, and is accompanied by his gladiators. The Duchess, Christy Sheffield, a native of Sarepta, has lived in Bossier City her entire life. A retired educator, she now owns Four Wheel Solutions, towing and transport, Beck Designs, embroidery, and printing. Christy represents Venus, the Roman goddess of love, and is accompanied by her mortal lover, Anchises, and her graces. So again, they represent all these themes. It's the greatest show is the theme for us for this year's parade. And as you can see there, folks are out there lined up along Clyde Fant and enjoying themselves this afternoon, catching the throws, catching cups, and perhaps other kinds of specialty beads that are being thrown out there as well. But again, Mother Nature trying to mess things up, but we're saying no. So they're just saying we're not going to mess this up at all there for you. So now we move along here to the youth float there for us. The youth float for us here that we are looking at obviously recommends some of the youngest people there that are part of this parade. The float is proudly sponsored by Terrabella, a commercial landscape construction and maintenance company that handles everything outside, from landscape build, irrigation installation, hardscape construction, retaining walls, pavers, and fences, to post-construction maintenance, including lawn care, fertilizer, and pest control. Alongside Terrabella is Bob Zahn, owner of Zahn Chiro Clinic. Bob has been a member of the crew for 8 years, served as the Duke of Louisiana, and was co-captain and finance chair for 2 years. He is a proud sponsor of Gemini for 5 years. Float Lieutenant Pam Simic. Pam has been the float lieutenant for 12 years and a member of Gemini for 27 years. She has served in numerous positions on the board of directors, and along with her husband there, Leonard. Now we have ourselves the teen float out there for you, riding on along, and that looks like a very long float as well, as far as the teen float rolling on along for you along Clyde Fant Parkway here today for Gemini 37. And this float is sponsored by Bob and Bess Elder, King and Queen Gemini 37. Bob supports many things, but we're going to jump along here. So, you might have heard us talk about a little bit, a train coming down from Canada. Well, that's what you're seeing right there. We talked about it before. It came a long way. A first for us, a first for the Krewe of Gemini. This is CPKC's award-winning 1/4 scale model of a General Electric locomotive dubbed Little General. Now, it is an authentic train bell, it has an authentic train bell, a real train horn. You just heard it there, I'm guessing. A stereo system, a bubble machine, and it holds up to 20 riders. Now, that's what I'd like to have right there and take a train ride on for sure. And once again, remember, Little General, first time ever, made us ride all the way down from Canada to be part of the Krewe of Gemini parade. That is worth seeing for yourself there if you got a chance to go down there, because you might see a chance to see something like that quite again. Again, I'm just curious for those folks if you've ever participated in a Mardi Gras parade quite like this before. But again, the Little General going down the route there. Okay, we're going to move on along here to our next float and talk a little bit about it. The King Cake Baby Float. Now, obviously, because it has a king cake baby there in the front of it. It is sponsored by Squires. The float was built during COVID and had its inaugural ride in February of 2022. The costume was custom made in New Orleans by D&D Decorations. Special riders this year include Chris Dansel, 3-time captain, King and Duke of Texas, Michael and Rachel Corbett, in-house designers, Jamie Purdy, and Captain and Duke of Arkansas as well. The Duchess of Texas along on this float, the Duke of Texas, Sherry Underwood, Duchess of Texas, Kathy Bold, Duchess of Louisiana, Carl Bolt, and the Duke of Louisiana. Once again, look, that float there is going to stand out at any Mardi Gras parade. The King Cake Baby Float, sponsored by Squires, and that is one there to check out. Like I said, it's only been around since 2022 with that particular float. Okay, so we're moving along here. This is the Roman Gladiators float, led by Mary Ann Edens, float lieutenant for 10 years and member since 2011. Mary Ann was Duchess of Arkansas, 25, and Captain 30. She works in emergency medicine at LSU Health Shreveport. The float features Roman gladiators, Roman goddesses. Most riders work in healthcare, and their signature throw is the rubber duck, like, I guess, for Jeeps. They will throw thousands during the parade. This is home of float of Duke of Arkansas 37, Pat Patterson, and include former royalty from Duchess of Texas, as far as 24, Angela Cornelius. Again, the gladiator float there rolling through the streets. Okay, what float is this again? Tell me once again so I know which one it is. Renaissance Fair float is what we have here. Renaissance Fair sponsored by Sherry Adams since 2022 to honor King Benny, 30, who loved his Gemini family and Mardi Gras. The float continues to honor his legacy with every ride. Float lieutenant is Sherry Adams, guiding this celebration of fun, family, and tradition. Once again, that is the Renaissance Fair float going now down the roadway there of Clyde Fant Parkway. Tossing out to families and everybody else that's decided to come out here today. It looks like bouncing some balls as well down, and got to make sure you get this cup. I got to collect the cups. That is fine china at the Dennis household whenever I get those new cups there. And keep it right here, everybody. We have more of Gemini 37, the greatest show, right here on KTBS, your Mardi Gras station. The Matadors is what we are seeing right now, rolling down there for you. Sponsored by Cole and Mindy Guthrie. You've heard her say their names earlier on, who previously reigned as Duke and Duchess of Louisiana, Gemini 35. Cole, as you've already heard many times before, happens to be the captain of this Gemini 37. That's this year. Float Lieutenant Jason Wooden leads this float. His first year as float lieutenant. Interesting facts about Jason: lived in 4 countries, visited 44. Travel to 6 continents, of course, a retired U.S. Marine. He's climbed Mount Fuji, scuba dived on the Great Barrier Reef, driven 156 miles per hour on the Audubon. I've done that before, no big deal. Anyway, not really. He's passionate about travel. He loves it. This float transports us straight to Pamplona, Spain, celebrating the world-famous Running of the Bulls, with vibrant costumes as well by fearless runners, charging bulls, festive Spanish onlookers. This float brings the spirit of Spain to the streets of Shreveport. No passport, by the way, required there for you. Just bold energy and a strong throwing arm. The riders represent a wide range of careers and interests. Many are new to Gemini and are welcomed by experienced riders, keeping the carnival spirit alive all year long. So there you see it, the Matadors, sponsored by Cole and Mindy Guthrie. They're here, part of Gemini 37, the greatest show here for us for today. So this, you'll see the Matador from a different angle there, one on the left, one on the right. Very long float there. You see all the beads there they have hanging back there behind them as well, tossing out to all the onlookers. It looks like some of them still have on their little rain ponchos just in case. Yeah, we see you right there too, enjoying a great day. A lot of these parades, they like to wrap up in the evening hours. Unfortunately, not going to be the case for us for now because of the fact of trying to get this wrapped up before any type of weather moves in to impact things. So the decision was made to move it up and start a couple of hours earlier for us for today. I'm hoping, though, people still had a chance to come on. I see a bull right there in the very front of it. Yeah, this right here, by the way, the running of the bull, sponsored by Riley and Amanda Waddell. Float Lieutenant Jamie Shaw leads this float with her husband Lucas and their daughters, Princesses Avery and Sophie. This float takes us back to Poplano, Spain, with runners, bulls, and a festive spectators. And again, like we said, no passport required for that, just encouraging you to have a good throwing arm. With 6 1,500-watt speakers, LED lights, a striking bullhead, and the Fun Club honey pot at the very rear. This float brings the excitement straight to Shreveport. Watch out, if you mess with the bull, you get the horns. There, once again, the running of the bulls there for you going down the streets. Always neat to see what they've come up with each year. A lot of times I'm able to be there to do things before the parades there and go into their dens and see it firsthand, or the float loading parties. Wasn't able to this year, but at least I'm able to see everything now. Moving along, this is Oktoberfest, sponsored by Deep South Equipment. Float Lieutenant there, as far as Michelle Starrett, leads the celebration of traditional German festivities with riders there in Dirtles and Lindenhosen. So it's the second largest float at 45 feet. And we'll throw, oh wait, that's beer mug beads. I was about to say we'll throw beer. We'll throw beer mug beads, stuffed beer mugs, and hearts for Valentine's Day. Yeah, they're seeing us there, waving to us as well. I don't know if they're serving up anything else, but I guess they probably can't end up doing that. But no doubt they're having themselves a great time there here for today. Tossing out some more cups. I need to tell our people working for us, I need to get more cups for the Dennis household. I do have some. My wife would probably get on to me if I brought any more of those home for you. By the way, you go out to these parade routes, again, stay as much clear as you can. They want to make sure they keep everybody safe there along those routes as well. As we're seeing again, we're towards the end of the Oktoberfest as far as the Oktoberfest float that is going by. So seeing more floats there roll down the streets. So this one, by the way, military float here coming up next. The Krewe of Gemini obviously loves to celebrate our local service members, sponsored by Cyber Innovation Center. This first of its kind float shows the bravery and dedication of Northwest Louisiana's citizen airmen and military families, many connected to the iconic B-52 aircraft that you hear all the time going across our skies. Riders represent diverse professions, showing community support and a long tradition of service. Once again, it is the military float, sponsored by the Cyber Innovation Center. And again, like Gemini says, they always want to recognize the service members, all those connected to Barksdale Air Force Base and the military, and of course, the service members' families there, and proud to have them part of Gemini 37. Once again, having a chance to participate in a fun activity like this. I'm gonna tell you what, their arms are gonna be worn out by the time they wrap up this parade because of throwing out all the beads, the cups, and everything else there to the parade goers coming out here for today. Again, you're looking at the parade, the military float there going down. We're starting to see a few more people showing up. There might be a few that were a little late today. Maybe they didn't get the memo about the earlier start time. But I think once they get down to Shreveport, Barksdale, and they get down to East Kings, yeah, they'll be seeing a whole lot more people. But a lot of this right here, they have the family zone there for you as you go down there around the park area and the golf disc golf course there. for you. And, you'll see people there. But again, when you get down to Shreveport, Barksdale, and East Kings towards the end of the route where our Daniel Browns is going to be hanging out for us, that is where you will really start to see more people there deep because they've been there for a lot of the day, having fun before the parade, and they are ready because I've actually been in that location myself whenever I did not have to work. And I will tell you, it gets very deep there as far as the number of rows. Once again, the military float, we see you there for sure. List some of the sights and sounds there for you. It's always great for me to stop talking and let you listen to it. The next float, by the way, is Venice Carnival. By the way, this is sponsored by Dr. Mike and Shannon Banda. Float Lieutenant Russ Freindrich leads this 60-foot float with 40 riders. You heard me right, 60 feet long, including charter members and past royalty. Riders are dressed in Victorian and also gondolier costumes, throwing a special Venice polystone beads as they celebrate this timeless tradition. So it's the Venice Carnival. And we're getting this, I know it's the greatest show. It's like this greatest show from all these countries. We've seen things represented from Spain, Venice now as well, Italy. So you see all kinds of things there. I've oftentimes thought about going to Venice. I wonder if they play tennis. And so, yeah, great time throwing beads and more cups out there. And like I say, you want to make sure you get that special bead, the polystone that they do too. Those are always collectible things there. By the way, this next float, by the way, is Live Casino in Hotel, the newest one in our area, bringing the energy of Bossier City to the parade with over 1,000 slot machines, 40-plus table games, award-winning dining, a mechanical bull. I may have to check that out. High-energy entertainment. This float brings the casino experience straight to Shreveport. Learn more, of course, at louisiana.livecasinohotel.com or at Live Casino LA. And again, welcome Live Casino here to our area. One of the newest, or the newest casino hotel combinations to come here. And you've seen them actively be in part, as well as from our recent parades that we've been able to feature right here as well. So that's what's rolling along right there for us. You can hear a little sound there in the background too. That's the thing. A lot of these floats, they'll be playing their own music. They sort of have their own DJs up there doing their own music as well, having a good time. And they're going to be doing this because as the parade rolls along here, a lot of times it takes 2-3 or so hours for that float to make its way on through there. You got to balance how many beads you throw out, because you're going to have those. And for some of the other crews, they'll be participating in a parade also, different ones tomorrow as well. So you're seeing Live Casino there having a great time here today going down Clyde Fant Parkway. Overcast skies, though, did not keep the folks out. You see a lot of them have their canopies up just in case, too. Rain would go and ends up moving in there and impacting them, so they have a place to go underneath. Again, Live Casino's float going on by. Pretty sure they'll be busy like a lot of other places tonight, pertaining because it is Valentine's Day for sure. There they are right there. Throw me something, please, as they roll along there on Clyde Fant Parkway. We'll wait for our next float to come on by to see what we have going on. We've seen a Live Casino one quite a bit here going along for us as well. But it looks like folks are having a great time there today. Watching there once again, folks, Live Casino's float going by. Keep it right here, everybody. We have more of Gemini 37, the greatest show, right here on KTBS, your Mardi Gras station. At this very moment, it's the Olympic float there. And this Olympic float, by the way, is sponsored by Two John Steak and Seafood. For you, Float Lieutenant Leslie Smith leads this team of community leaders. They're celebrating the Olympic spirits, perseverance, excellence, and national pride right here on our parade route. Look for the official Team USA warm-ups and tracksuits also on this particular float that you're going to see there coming back up. There it is right there in the distance. And give a big cheer to all the first-year riders making their Gemini debut. But a lot of folks right now, obviously, on the Olympics that is taking place for us, and we are still right smack dab in the middle of it. Team USA trying to work its way on up the leaderboard, and we have confidence that they will exactly be able to do that as they continue along here with the Winter Olympics. So again, it's the Olympics float going down the roadway there, part of Gemini 37, sponsored by Two John's Steak and Seafood. Another place probably going to be pretty busy tonight as well for you on Valentine's Day. Again, folks, you are watching our coverage of the Krewe of Gemini's parade, Gemini 37. Yes, the greatest show, and they are putting on a show with, again, sort of that international flair there to it, representing some different countries out there. But, of course, we cannot do it this time of the year without having one that for sure represents as far as our Olympics and the United States as well. We have the Cumulus Media Float that's coming up for us also here for you, and we'll tell you a little bit about that. It's sponsored by it's Next Gen, sponsored by Cumulus Media. And it's, by the way, this is home of KRMD 101.1, KMJJ FM 99.7, Magic 102.9, and Q 97.3, bringing you local news, music, and entertainment to the Arklatex listeners and fans. They can obviously wave to their favorite personalities also. The St. Patrick's Day float. Gotta love that. Sponsored by French Financial. Float Lieutenants Ashley and Wes Brent welcome you to this double-decker leprechaun-filled float. One of Gemini's original floats, rebuilt in 2021 with 24 riders, including 6 new faces. Wave to Garrett and Keller, our youngest parade participants. I think if I'd be on any float, this should be my float, right? It's the St. Patrick's Day float there. I'm sure they're throwing out a lot of things there. I got a funny feeling we will see some clovers on some of them. Also trying to give people a lot of good luck here on this parade day. Maybe we'll have the luck here and we won't have to dodge too much in the way of rain for us and getting this parade done so folks can get home safely there. And you can see them there. They're wearing all their green there. They got their cups. I see a football there also. Throwing all that out to folks there and wrapping it up with a rainbow there on the very back end of that particular float. So we don't have floats right now. Okay, we had the Life Share van that was going on through that you're able to see there as well for you. So Life Share, obviously a very important part of the community, going out to locations, taking care of blood drives, trying to go and get the blood supply that's there and have it needed whenever hospitals need it, whenever disaster strikes as well. Chinese New Year float, that's our next float. This one, by the way, sponsored by Westlaw Federal Credit Union. This float celebrates Chinese New Year's with vibrant red and black costumes, led by Stephen Wyden and supported by Carrie Baker. This float showcases 33 riders, including 7 new members and past royalty from Gemini 22, 27, 30, 33, and 34. Family fun and fortune abound on this 57-foot celebration of tradition and community. Again, taking you around the world today. And this time around, the Chinese New Year. Yeah, there you go. And having a good time there and celebrating the Chinese New Year also. And those are some big beads there. Anyway, that one once again sponsored by Westlaw Federal Credit Union. So, where Clyde Fan is where we are. This is the Fleur de Lis float here for you. Brings the Festival of Louisiana to the streets here. Riders of all ages here on this particular float as well, led by Barry Stevenson. This float features a closed stairwell, a side porch, and a tin roof to keep riders dry for you. Built in 2025, the float here is home to Louisiana's festival spirit, a group lovingly called the Misfits. I'm wondering, they probably get in trouble all the time, but pretty cool one there for you. So once again, checking out that particular float there that we have. Looks like we got a little break there going on, folks. So we'll wait and see what goes on here, what we want to do as well. We're back to showing one of the floats also for you, that Louisiana Festival one that we're talking about there. Tell me once again which one we're at. The Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead float. Okay, sponsored by Roseneath Funeral Homes. This float honors, the Day of the Dead there for you, led by Mike Goslin with assistants Patrick Gallagher and Paul Patton. Riders wear Sugar Skull-inspired attire and throw over 2,000 squawking rubber chickens and polystone keepsakes. I'm going to say that again. They throw over 2,000 squawking rubber chickens and polystone keepsakes. Okay, home to past royalty and known as TBDF, the best dang float. This 50-foot spectacle comes alive with sound, color, and celebration as well there. The Day of the Dead, in this case here, sponsored there for you by Roseneath. And man, check out their costumes. They really and truly, I mean, they went all out. You can surely see what they're representing there for sure. You do not even have to take a second guess. I just want to see the actual squawking rubber chickens there that they are throwing out. I want to see how loud they squawk too, so I can annoy people with them. Again, Day of the Dead float going on through. You can hear a little bit there in the background also. Some of the music that they happen to be playing. Folks out there coming. Day of the Dead float rolling down the streets there, playing some classic music from back in my day for you. Okay, the Crew Day Ambassadors coming on up here for you, celebrating their 24th year with Gemini. They have the Ambassadors trade sequence for stars and stripes in their military ball tribute. Led by Captain Andy Fish, King Joey Odom, and Queen Teresa Mouser, they honor those who serve, supported by Dukes and Duchesses of hospitality, prosperity, and philanthropy. Let's give a patriotic Shreveport Bossier welcome to this crew here. Again, classic Mardi Gras colors that you're able to see there, and more of that classic just Mardi Gras type of attire that we are so used to seeing there with the gold, the green, and the purple, also with wearing their hats as well, tossing out things, beads obviously, cups and other trinkets to those there lined along this Mardi Gras route. Crew Day Ambassadors there for us participating in this year's Gemini 37 parade there. Okay, now to the grand finale. The final float, Mardi Gras, sponsored by Shreveport Coca-Cola, and they're celebrating in the classic purple, green, and gold silks, just like the previous one we just looked at, led by Tammy Fussell. This float honors our military riders and veterans, keeping the crew's Mardi Gras tradition alive at the very end of the parade. Cheers to 750 plus years of refreshing community spirit right here in the Arklatex. The Mardi Gras float, it's a long one, folks. Trying to wrap things up there as far as the floats in our Mardi Gras parade, their Crew of Gemini parade that you're able to go and end up seeing. You see some other vehicles back there behind them too. I noticed the other traditional folks do. We haven't even had a chance to see it a whole lot. It's when those tow trucks go by, a lot of folks throw their beads back on to the back of those tow trucks too. It's like, you fought for those beads so hard, why are you giving them back? But again, that's a tradition that goes on there. Again, you're looking at the Mardi Gras float. And folks out there taking that one in, a very long float indeed, sponsored by Shreveport Coca-Cola here. The Crew of Gemini, Gemini 37, the greatest show. And they did put on a show today for us for sure, seeing all these floats representing different parts there around the world as well. And there you obviously see various members there too of local law enforcement coming on down. It looks like they're for the parade route there. Okay. So we are here. Obviously, it's been a whole lot of fun here for us for today with this parade here too that we are seeing there for you as it does wrap up here in the Arklatex for us. And that's exactly what it's doing right now there. You know, they had a goal today. They wanted to get this parade in. They had to move it up a couple of hours because of the threat for storms, which is still there for our evening time. But if they left this parade at its normal time, there would have been the risk of probably getting the parade done, but folks still being out there because they got to relocate all these floats from the end of the route back to somewhere else. People's cars are parked elsewhere too, and folks got to get their vehicles. And if it come in a big time storm, vehicles could have been stuck. But I mean, they would have been able to pull this off here for sure, as you're able to go and see. It obviously looks like folks there too, there along Clyde Fan, are starting to pack things up. So you got to remember in the future, in the future, if you ever go out to the parade, you want to get done a little earlier, you go up towards Clyde Fant, closer to downtown Shreveport. If you want to be there towards the end, you get down there towards Shreveport, Barksdale. There on East Kings, you can walk around. There's some, but remember, those are the spots there. Those are the lotteries. Those are the lottery spots. So one of the people that actually been there has been experiencing a lot of the Mardi Gras festivities throughout this Mardi Gras season. Our very own Riley Curry. So we're going to join you. You're going to join us right now, and you tell us how it went out there.
Everyone had a great time. There were so many throws. There were inflatable toys. There were beads, of course, candy. It was a great time. I'm standing here with the family. Can I see what you got in your bag? Is that okay? Let me see some of the toys you got in your bag. Wow, what's been your favorite toy that you got?
The football.
The football. Were you throwing the football? No? Let me see. Can I see what else? What is this? What is this, a toy? Wow. And did you get this in the parade as well? I saw during the parade that you gave one of the police officers a bead. Why did you do that?
I don't know.
It's just the Mardi Gras spirit. So as you see, everyone's been having a great time, and this is Mom.
Hi.
What was your favorite part of this parade?
I don't know. I really enjoyed the whole thing. So, yeah.
Do you usually bring your kids out to the parade?
Yes. Every year. It's fun for them.
Will you be out tomorrow too?
Yes, we will. We'll be out there.
All right. Well, we'll see you out there tomorrow. And it's been such a everyone's tired. Everyone has had a really great time. We talked to Jackson earlier. Jackson, what's the best thing you got during this parade?
Basketball.
This basketball. And then so many different cups, as you see, so many different beads. So
This is perfect for me. You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Yes, we got so many different specialty beads. No, it's okay. You keep it. Happy Mardi Gras. This is one of the beads that the Krewe of Gemini, I believe this is their bead that they were throwing. And this is the greatest show bead. This was definitely the greatest show. Yeah, look, see?
Put this hat on her head
Oh,
for her.
thank you.
This is our first Mardi Gras ever.
It is.
So,
And where are
Mardi
you
Gras.
from again, sir?
I'm from Gary, Texas, originally from New Orleans, but I enjoy Mardi Gras every year.
So you're from New Orleans. Did you have a great time here in Shreveport?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. It's fantastic. The crowd was under control. Everything was nice. It didn't rain. A little bit of rain, but it didn't affect the fun and enjoyment of everybody being out here.
What did you have a favorite part?
Just seeing the excitement on the children, even the grown folks, and enjoying the fellowship that everybody, enjoys with each other.
I can agree. It's been such a great time. This is my first Mardi Gras season, and it is one that is definitely going to go down the books. Thank you so much.
And that wraps it up, everybody. An incredible day at the Krewe of Gemini Mardi Gras Parade. What a show. Amazing floats. Incredible royalty. And the best community anywhere right here in the Arklatex. Thanks for celebrating with us. Now, here's a special message of thanks from the Krewe of Gemini. Happy Mardi Gras.
As tonight's celebration comes to a close, the Krewe of Gemini extends its heartfelt appreciation to everyone who made this year's Grand Ball and Parade possible. We thank you, the entire Krewe membership, for their dedication, creativity, and countless volunteer hours. To our board of directors for their leadership and vision. To our float lieutenants for their organizing and preparing the parade experience. To our talented float decorators and costume designers whose artistry begins each year's theme to life. To our sponsors and community partners whose support strengthens our mission, and most importantly to our communities of Shreveport and Bossier City. For over 4 decades, you have embraced the Krewe of Gemini as a symbol of unity, tradition, and celebration. And on behalf of the Captain, King, Queen, and Royal Court, thank you for being a part of the greatest show. Laissez Ponton rouler.
From KTBS 3, the Mardi Gras station, and KPXJ, this has been the 2026 Krewe of Gemini Parade, brought to you by Westla Federal Credit Union. Thanks for watching, and happy Mardi Gras!